guys, how many of you remember elimination? Okay, good. So it's just another way to solve systems. We learned substitution. Now this is another way to solve systems of equations. So again, make sure you read the directions, whether it says to use elimination or substitution on each problem. The way you do it matters, okay? You should get the same answer, but for now, we got to learn both. So you can cancel either the x's or the y's. Clint, do you have a notebook to write this down? So either the x's or the y's. So if I want to cancel the x's, we would look for the smallest number that 4 and 3 go into. What's the smallest number 4 and 3 go into? 12. Okay, and we want a positive 12 and a negative 12. Or we can cancel the y's. This one, sorry, happens to be the same. Smallest number that 3 and 4 go into? 12. So we basically want to get a positive 12 and a negative 12. This one has one step easier if we use the x's because we already have a positive and a negative, okay? But you can do it either way. So the top, in order to get positive 12, what would I multiply by?
4.
3. So put parentheses around this whole thing and put a 3 in the front to show you're going to multiply every single thing by 3. So we're not changing the value of the equation because we're multiplying every single piece by 3. And in the denominator here, I want to get negative 12. What would I multiply negative 3x by to get negative 12? Good, 4. Okay, so rewrite the equation. Multiply through by 3 every single term. Some people forget this last one. That's why I'm drawing these arrows. Every single term, okay? So 3 times 4x is? Good. 3 times 3x is? Good. Or sorry, that's a y. And 3 times 17 is? Good. All right. Now the bottom equation, again, this 4 is going to multiply to every term. So 4 times negative 3x is? Negative 12x. And 4 times 4y is? Good. Plus 16y. And 4 times 6 is? Good. Now, we are always, quote, adding these. However, sometimes you have a minus sign available to you, right? So on this one, I have 12x minus 12x. They are going to cancel. Okay, we get 0, so we don't need them. Now we're going to add the 9y and the 16y. What do we get? 25y. And 51 and 24, what do we get? Good. Divide by 25 on both sides, so y is equal to 3. Okay, the whole goal is to solve for x and y, okay? So once we find y, you can plug in wherever you want, but you could use these equations, but those are bigger numbers, so I would not, right? I go back to one of the 2 original equations. So probably, let's just do this top one right here. Doesn't really matter. And I'm going to plug in my y. So 4x plus 3 times y, but I'm going to plug in a 3. Okay, so what is that there? 9. Okay, subtract 9. What do I get? 8. Divide. What do we get? Good. And what should we always remember once we get our x and our y? Coordinate. X, comma, y. Because this is actually where the lines cross each other. Make sense? Cool. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, write that down. 2x plus y equals 11. 3x minus 2y equals 6. If we were going to cancel the x's, what would we want to make them both into? What's the smallest number 2 and 3 go into? 6. So we would need to get a positive 6 and a negative 6. If we were going to cancel the y's, what would we want them to be? 2 and negative 2. Which one's less work? Yeah, the y's. Because I already have negative 2 here. So what do I need to multiply the top by to get positive 2? Good. So I only have to multiply the top equation by 2, which is nice. All right. So that gives me 4x. And then multiply to the y. So plus 2y. And then multiply to the 11 is 22. Okay, do rewrite that bottom equation, all right, exactly the same, so it's lined up. By the way, you always have to have your x's lined up, your y's lined up, and your numbers. So if it's not in that order, you do have to, like, change the stuff around or subtract or whatever to get it on the right side and in the right spot, okay? These were all nice for us. Okay, so y's cancel. What do I get for my x's? Good, 7x. What do I get here? 28. Good, add down. Divide by 7, so x is equal to 4. Okay, go back. Probably this top first equation would be the easiest. 2 times 4 plus y equals 11. You can do that in your head. That'd be great. What do you get? 3. Okay, write it as a coordinate point, 4, 3, because that's where they cross on the graph. Okay, questions?